JLG Industries Incorporated, manufacturer of JLG aerial work platforms, presents JLG trailer-mounted boom lift safety. The purpose of this presentation is to provide you, the user, with the procedures essential for proper operation. This presentation does not relieve you from the responsibility of obtaining, reading, and fully understanding the applicable operation and safety manual and other information provided by the manufacturer. The Operation and Safety Manual, a safety handbook, and a copy of the ANSI responsibilities, ANSI A92.2, should be located in a designated plastic compartment located on the machine. If these documents are not available, they must be obtained and kept with the machine. Neither the Operation and Safety Manual or this video can cover all of the specific details necessary for the proper combination of every trailer, tow vehicle, and hitch. Therefore, you must read, understand, and follow the instructions given by the tow vehicle and trailer hitch manufacturers, as well as the instructions provided in the Operation and Safety Manual in this video. The operator of the trailer-mounted JLG boom lift must not accept operating responsibility until instructed by a qualified person. The Operation and Safety Manual has been read and understood, as well as having operated the trailer-mounted boom lift under the supervision of a qualified operator. In addition, you are responsible for complying with federal, state, local, or provincial rules and regulations covering the proper use and operation of this product. There are local and national towing regulations pertaining to items such as height, width, and brakes that must be followed. It is your responsibility to determine which regulations apply and to comply with these requirements. If you have a question on application and/or operation, contact the Product Safety and Reliability Department at JLG Industries Incorporated at 877-JLG-SAFE, 554-7233. The tow vehicle, hitch, and ball must have a rated towing capacity equal to or greater than the trailer-mounted boom lift's gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR. The hitch ball must be the same size as the coupler. If the vehicle or hitch is not properly selected and matched to the GVWR of the trailer-mounted boom lift, an accident could occur leading to death or serious injury. The trailer-mounted boom lift is equipped with a ball hitch coupler. The coupler connects to the hitch ball installed on the hitch attached to the tow vehicle. The trailer-mounted boom lift must be properly and securely coupled to the hitch of the tow vehicle. Uncoupling of the trailer during transport may result in death or serious injury. Wipe the hitch ball clean and inspect it for wear, corrosion, and cracks. If worn or damaged, replace the hitch ball before coupling the trailer. Try to move the hitch ball in all directions to make sure it is tightly mounted on the hitch and visually check that the hitch ball attachment hardware is properly installed. Wipe the coupler clean inside and outside and inspect it for cracks and deformation. Feel the inside of the coupler for worn spots and pits. Be sure the coupler is tightly mounted to the trailer. All attachment hardware must be properly installed and tightened against the trailer frame. Following the instructions in the Operation and Safety Manual, properly attach the coupler to the hitch ball. Safety chains are used to hold the tongue of the trailer off the road surface and keep it attached to the tow vehicle in the event that the trailer coupler becomes disengaged from the hitch ball. Visually inspect the safety chains and hooks for wear or damage. Replace worn or damaged safety chains and hooks before towing. Rig the safety chains as outlined in the Operation and Safety Manual. If the coupler disengages from the hitch ball during travel, the breakaway brake system will apply the brakes on the trailer. The breakaway brake system, in combination with the safety chains, allows the tow vehicle trailer combination to come to a controlled stop. The breakaway brake system consists of a cable attached to either an activation lever for hydraulic brakes or a pull pin for electric brakes. Properly connect and test the breakaway cable as described in the Operation and Safety Manual and the manual provided by the breakaway brake manufacturer. Connect the electrical system of the trailer to the tow vehicle's electrical system using the proper electrical connectors. Check all lights and electric brakes, if equipped, for proper operation as outlined in the Operation and Safety Manual. In addition to the items checked when connecting the trailer to the tow vehicle, a pre-tow inspection must also be performed prior to each tow. The Operation and Safety Manual contains a complete inspection procedure that must be followed. Prior to towing, ensure the trailer parking brake has been released and that there are no loose items in the platform. Driving a vehicle with a trailer in tow is different from driving without the trailer. The abilities to accelerate, maneuver, and brake are all lessened when towing a trailer. Be aware of the width of the trailer. This is important when turning, passing, and pulling next to a curb. Be aware of the height of the trailer, especially when approaching trees or other overhead obstructions. Properly adjust your rear view mirrors. Use your mirrors to assist you in verifying that you have room to change lanes, turn, or pull into traffic. Increase speed slowly when starting to tow. Carefully watch the trailer for trailer sway. Do not apply brake to correct extreme trailer swaying. Continue pulling the trailer and, if necessary, slightly accelerate to stabilize the trailer. Do not drive so fast that the trailer begins to sway due to speed. Never drive faster than the maximum allowable speed. Do not ride the brakes while descending grades. Allow plenty of stopping space for your trailer and tow vehicle. Allow plenty of room for passing. Passing distance with a trailer is approximately 4 times the passing distance without a trailer. Make regular stops every 50 miles or about once an hour to confirm the following. The coupler is secured to the hitch and is locked. The electrical connectors are connected. There is appropriate slack in the safety chains. There is appropriate slack in the breakaway switch cable. The tires are not low on pressure. To uncouple the trailer-mounted boom lift, set the parking brakes of the tow vehicle and trailer. Disconnect the electrical connector, the breakaway brake cable, and the safety chains. Ensure the ground surface below the jack will support the tongue load. Then position the tongue jack in the working position. Unlock the coupler and raise off the hitch ball. Drive the tow vehicle away from the trailer. Prior to use, the JLG trailer-mounted boom lift must be properly set up with the outriggers deployed. Be sure that the ground conditions are able to support the maximum load shown on the decals located on the machine. Do not elevate the platform unless the machine is on a firm surface with the outriggers properly set. After positioning the machine, properly deploy the outriggers. Position the power emergency stop switch to the on position and the platform ground select key switch to the ground position. While holding the enable switch to the on position, activate the outrigger control switch to lower the outriggers. When the outriggers are properly deployed and the frame has been leveled, the machine will keep 3 times and all 4 outrigger indicator lights must be illuminated. Keep the chassis and outriggers of the machine at least 2 feet from holes, bumps, drop-offs, obstructions, debris, concealed holes, and other potential hazards on the floor or surface. Before each use, a walk-around inspection must be conducted to make sure that there is no visible damage, loose or missing parts, or hydraulic fluid leakage. The Operation and Safety Manual contains a complete inspection procedure that must be followed. This inspection includes the following: platform assembly. The railings and drop bar are in proper working condition. Platform control console. The function selector switch and joystick control lever are operable. The joystick returns to the neutral position when released, and the enable trigger switch works properly. All placards and control markings are legible, clean, and unobstructed. Platform rotator assembly. Boom assembly. The wear pads are secure. All cylinders. inspect the pins in hydraulic hoses, power track, limit switches, manual descent system, no damaged hoses or wires, hydraulic components, turntable bearing and swing drive installation. All components are properly lubricated with no evidence of loose bearing bolts or looseness between bearing and structure. Verify there are no damaged or missing teeth. Hydraulic oil supply. The recommended oil level is indicated on the dipstick. The cap is in place and secure. Hydraulic oil breather. The element is in place, not clogged, and has no signs of overflow. Ground controls. All control switches are operable and return to the neutral position when released. All placards and control markings are legible, clean, and unobstructed. Compartment covers and latches in proper working condition. Battery installation. The electrolyte is at the proper level, if appropriate. All cables are secure, no damage or corrosion. The hold-downs are secure, if equipped. Always use proper personal protection equipment when working around batteries. Engine installation, if equipped. Ensure the air filter is clean. The oil supply is to the full mark on the dipstick and the filler cap is secure. The muffler on exhaust systems shows no evidence of leakage. Fuel supply. The fuel filler cap is secure. The tank has no visible damage, signs of leakage, or spilled fuel. Frame. Check on the top and underneath. Outrigger assembly. Inspect all cylinders and structural components. Wheel and tire assemblies. Check the lug nuts, wheel bolts, tire condition, and inflation pressure. Battery charger if equipped. Check under the machine for loose or missing parts as well as any fluid leaks, which may indicate damage to the machine. Be sure to include the following as part of the walk-around inspection. Ensure overall cleanliness. Check all standing surfaces for hydraulic oil spillage and foreign objects. Decals and placards. Keep all information and operating placards legible, clean, and unobstructed. Do not operate any machine on which safety or instruction placards or decals are missing or illegible. Cover them when spray painting or shot blasting to protect legibility. Ensure that copies of all applicable manuals, the Operation and Safety Manual, the Safety Handbook, and the ANSI Manual of Responsibilities are in the manual storage holder. Ensure that all periodic inspections and maintenance have been completed as outlined in the Operation and Safety Manual for your specific machine. Check the machine for unauthorized modifications. Modifications or alteration of a JLG trailer-mounted boom lift shall be made only with prior written permission of the manufacturer. If your machine is electric powered, start each day with fully charged batteries. If your machine is engine powered, start each day with a full tank of fuel. Check for spilled or leaking fuel. Always shut down the engine and don't smoke or have any open flames when refueling. If there is any evidence of a problem, shut down the lift, remove it from service, and notify the proper authorities. A function check of all systems must be performed after the walk-around inspection is complete. The machine must be positioned on a firm surface in an area free of overhead and ground level obstructions. Read and obey all warning placards and operating instructions on the boom lift and the applicable manuals prior to operation. Do not operate the boom lift until you have done so. Before operating the lift, check to make sure that you are using the proper personal protection equipment. JLG recommends approved head protection be worn by all operating and ground personnel. All personnel on the platform of the boom lift must use a full body harness with a lanyard attached to an authorized lanyard anchorage point. You are responsible for complying with all applicable laws and regulations as they apply to your work and the personal protection equipment required to perform your work. JLG trailer-mounted boom lifts are equipped with control panels that use symbols to indicate control functions. Refer to your Operation and Safety Manual and the legend located near the platform and ground control panels for a listing of these symbols and their corresponding functions. Now complete a function check of the JLG boom lift from the ground controls. The power emergency stop switch is a two-position red mushroom-shaped switch that provides electrical power to the platform ground select switch when placed in the on position. Pushed to the off position, electrical power is shut off to the platform ground select switch. The platform ground select switch is a three-position center off key-operated switch supplying operating power to the platform or ground controls as selected. When positioned to ground, power is supplied to the ground controls. When platform is selected, power is supplied to the platform controls. Engine-powered machines have engine start and engine choke switches. The engine should be allowed to warm up completely before operating any function. To start the engine, turn the key of the control station selector switch to ground. Position the power emergency stop switch to on. Activate the engine start switch and engine choke switch if the engine is cold until the engine starts. If the engine fails to start promptly, do not continuously engage the start switch for an extended period of time. After the engine is started, check the ground control indicator panel for an illuminated system distress indicator light. If the light is on, shut down the machine and have the problem corrected before operating the unit. The function enable switch is a toggle switch that remains in the neutral position and must be held in the activated position to allow operation of the ground control functions. Verify that the proper functions are cut out while the outriggers are retracted. The boom telescope function must cut out regardless of boom angle, and the boom lift function must cut out when the main boom angle is positioned just above horizontal. Prior to elevating the boom above horizontal, or telescoping the boom to complete the ground control function check, the outriggers must be properly deployed. The outriggers can only be deployed from the ground control station. Raise and lower the boom by positioning the lift control switch up or down respectively. Check that the platform self-leveling system functions properly during raising and lowering of the boom. Raise the boom before continuing the function check of the other controls. The boom telescope switch extends and retracts the boom. Move the switch in the desired direction as shown by the arrows on the control panel. Check the platform leveling override for proper operation. It should tilt the platform in the direction desired when positioning the switch as shown by the directional arrows. Important: check to assure there is adequate clearance between the rotating superstructure and the other parts of the JLG lift or other obstructions, so you can safely operate the swing function. Now swing the turntable left and right a minimum of 45 degrees by using the swing control. Check for smooth operation. After returning the turntable to its starting position, lower the boom. Check the emergency stop switch function by depressing it while operating a function such as lift up. All machine functions will be disabled if it's functioning properly. If it does function properly, reset the emergency stop switch for operation. This concludes the functional check of the ground controls. Now perform a functional check of the platform controls. Position the platform ground select switch to the platform position. The capacity of JLG trailer-mounted boom lifts is 500 pounds without a rotator and 440 pounds with a rotator. Know the total weight of all individuals, tools, equipment, and materials to be placed in the platform before operation. Never exceed the rated capacity. Distribute the load uniformly on the platform floor. Use extreme caution when entering or leaving the platform. Be sure the boom is telescoped out and lowered to the ground. Face the machine and use the three-point contact method when entering or leaving the platform. The three-point contact method means that 2 hands and 1 foot or 1 hand and 2 feet are in contact with the machine at all times while entering or leaving the platform. Enter the platform and verify the drop bar is lowered into the proper position. Attach the lanyard of your approved fall protection device to the designated lanyard anchorage point. Check the control lever and switch operation before use. The control lever and trigger switch should return to the neutral or off position when released. Never slam the control lever position in one direction through neutral to the opposite direction. Always return the lever to neutral. Stop, then move the lever to the desired position. Operate the lever with a slow, even motion. The emergency stop. This is a two-position red mushroom-shaped switch that works in combination with the power selector switch to provide electrical power to the platform control station when placed in the on position. Push to the off position, electrical power is shut off to all functions. The function selector switch is a three-position switch supplying operating power to a specific set of functions, as selected. When positioned to the left, power is supplied to the platform leveling override function. When the center position is selected, power is supplied to the boom lift and swing functions. When positioned to the right, power is supplied to the telescope and, if equipped, the jib lift functions. Set the emergency stop switch to the on position. Now the machine is ready for operation. Check all indicator lights during the bulb check when the power is turned on. The enable trigger switch remains in the neutral position and must be held in the activated position to allow operation of the platform control functions. The enable trigger switch must be released when starting the engine from the platform controls. It must be depressed before any functions will operate. The enable switch is equipped with a time delay, which cuts off power to all functions if none are activated within 7 seconds of depressing the enable switch. If this occurs, the enable switch must be disengaged and depressed again to restore power to the platform functions. Operate all controls without activating the enable switch to make sure no functions are operational. If the engine starts when the enable switch is depressed, or if any of the functions operate when the enable switch is not depressed, do not operate the boom lift until it is repaired. Engine-powered machines have engine start and engine choke switches. The engine should be allowed to warm up completely before operating any function. To start the engine, position the power emergency stop switch to on. Activate the engine start switch and engine choke switch if the engine is cold until the engine starts. If the engine fails to start promptly, do not continuously engage the start switch for an extended period of time. After the engine is started, check the platform control indicator panel for an illuminated system distress indicator light. If the light is on, shut down the machine and have the problem corrected before operating the unit. A dual-axis joystick is provided for all boom functions. Depress and hold the enable trigger switch before moving the joystick. Then engage the joystick by pushing forward, pulling backward, moving right and left to engage in functions as selected with the function selector switch. Check clearances overhead, on the sides and bottom of the platform while lifting, lowering, swinging, and telescoping the boom. Be aware of tail swing clearances when swinging the turntable to avoid contact with an obstruction or ground personnel. The manually operated platform rotator, if equipped, rotates the platform 45 degrees in either direction from the center line of the boom. This concludes the function check of the JLG boom lift. If any of the functions outlined in this video or in the operation and safety manual for the applicable JLG boom lift model do not function properly, shut down the machine, remove the unit from service, and notify the proper authorities. Some general safety precautions must be followed during operation of a JLG boom lift. Do not operate the machine until it has been serviced and maintained according to the requirements specified in the service and maintenance manual. Never operate a machine that is not operating properly. If a malfunction occurs, shut down the machine, remove the unit from service, and notify the proper authorities. The operator should take safety measures to avoid all hazards in the work area prior to machine operation. Do not operate the machine in hazardous environments unless approved for that purpose by JLG. Be sure that operators of other overhead and floor-level machines are aware of the aerial work platform's presence. Disconnect power to overhead cranes and electrical lines. The boom lift is not insulated and does not provide protection from contact with or proximity to electrical current. Maintain a safe distance and clearance from electrical lines, apparatus, or any energized parts. Allow for machine movement and electrical line swaying. Maintain a clearance of at least 10 feet, 3 meters, between any part of the machine and its occupants, their tools, and their equipment from any electrical line or apparatus carrying up to 50,000 volts. 1 foot, 0.3 meters, additional clearance is required for every additional 30,000 volts or less. The minimum safe approach distance may be reduced if insulating barriers are installed to prevent contact, and if the barriers are rated for the voltage of the line being guarded. These barriers shall not be part of or attached to the machine. The minimum safe approach distance shall be reduced to a distance within the designed working dimensions of the insulating barrier. This determination shall be made by a qualified person in accordance with employer, local, or governmental requirements for work practices near energized equipment. Do not operate the machine when wind conditions exceed 28 miles per hour. Do not increase the surface area of the platform or the load. Increase of the area exposed to the wind will decrease stability. Do not operate or raise the platform while on trucks, trailers, railway cars, floating vessels, scaffolds, or other equipment unless the application is approved in writing by JLG. When 2 people are in the platform, the operator shall be responsible for all machine operations. Exercise extreme caution at all times to prevent obstacles from striking or interfering with operating controls and persons in the platform. During operation, keep all body parts inside the platform railings. Avoid any buildup of debris on the platform floor. Keep mud, oil, grease, and other slippery substance from footwear and the platform floor. Keep both feet firmly positioned on the platform floor at all times. Do not stand or climb on platform rails. Never use ladders, boxes, steps, planks, or similar items on the platform to provide additional reach. Keep non-operating personnel at least 6 feet, 1.8 meters, away from the machine during all operations. Position barricades on the floor if necessary. Never use the boom assembly or trailer structure to enter or leave the platform. Do not use the machine for any purpose other than positioning personnel, their tools, and equipment when the platform is attached. Do not push or pull the machine or other objects with the boom while telescoping or driving. Platform to structure transfers at elevated positions are discouraged. When transfer is necessary, enter or exit through the gate only with the platform within 1 foot, 0.3 meters, of a safe and secure structure. 100% tie-off is also required in this situation utilizing 2 lanyards. 1 lanyard must be attached to the platform with the second lanyard attached to the structure. The lanyard connected to the platform must not be disconnected until such time the transfer to the structure is safe and complete. Do not place the boom or platform against any structure to steady the platform or to support the structure. Do not tie off the machine to any adjacent structure. Do not carry materials on the platform railing unless approved by JLG. Supplies or tools which extend outside the platform are prohibited unless approved by JLG. Always ensure that power tools are properly stowed and never left hanging by their cord from the platform work area. Do not allow personnel to tamper with or operate the machine from the ground with personnel on the platform, except in an emergency. When lifting material, only use the optional material hook. Do not suspend any loads from the platform. This section provides information on the procedure to be followed and on the systems and controls to be used in the event an emergency situation is encountered during machine operation. Prior to operation of the machine and periodically thereafter, the entire operation and safety manual should be reviewed by all personnel whose responsibilities include any work or contact with the machine. The ground control station is used for function check in emergencies only. It is located on the turntable the boom lifts. The controls on this panel provide the means for overriding the platform controls and for controlling boom functions from the ground. Place the control station selector switch to the ground position and operate the desired function switch. A manual descent system is used in the event of total power failure to lower the platform. Consult the Operation and Safety Manual for the location and proper operation of the manual descent system for the applicable JLG boom lift. Know how to use ground controls in an emergency situation. Ground personnel must be thoroughly familiar with the machine operating characteristics and the ground control functions. Training must include operation of the machine, review, and understanding of the Operation and Safety Manual and hands-on operation of the controls. The material hook attachment is available on the JLG trailer-mounted boom lifts and is not authorized for use with any other JLG lift. This material hook attachment is intended for use in lifting and placing items above ground level. Use for any other purpose is not authorized by JLG. The material hook attachment is an attachment that pins to the end of the boom in place of the platform. The attachment has a maximum capacity of 500 pounds, 227 kilograms. Include the material hook attachment in the walk-around inspection. Immediately report any damage to appropriate personnel and discontinue use of the material hook attachment until all discrepancies have been corrected. Use the following steps to install and use the material hook. Disconnect the platform control box harness from the platform support installation. With the help of an assistant, remove the platform assembly from the boom. Remove the material hook from its storage location. Install the material hook onto the end of the boom. Ensure that it is properly pinned in place. Disconnect the platform control box from the platform installation. Connect the platform control box harness to the appropriate location on the turntable. The platform control box must be used as a tethered remote to control the machine when using the material hook attachment. When utilizing a JLG lift equipped with a material hook, the following additional precautions must be observed. The combined weight of material and rigging equipment must not exceed the maximum load capacity of the material hook. Be aware of clearances above, below, and around the machine when handling material with the material hook. Stand away from the machine and always use the tethered platform control box when using a material hook. Attach a line to restrict movement of the load. Keep slings and chains as short as possible. Excessively long slings and chains allow the load to swing and could cause the machine to overturn. Do not operate the machine when wind conditions exceed 28 miles per hour. Remember, the machine is not insulated and does not provide protection from contact with or proximity to electrical current. Maintain a safe distance and clearance from electrical lines, apparatus, or any energized parts. Allow for machine movement and electrical line swaying. Maintain a clearance of at least 10 feet, 3 meters, between any part of the machine and its occupants, their tools, and their equipment from any electrical line or apparatus carrying up to 50,000 volts. 1 foot, 0.3 meters, additional clearance is required for every additional 30,000 volts or less. Never drag any part of the material on the ground or use the boom to pull sideways. The load must be freely suspended. Keep the material hook and tethered remote control cable stowed in the proper location when not in use. To shut down and park the machine, the procedure is as follows. Transport the machine to a well-protected and ventilated area. Ensure the boom is lowered with the platform positioned over the tongue of the trailer and latched in place. Shut down the emergency stop at the platform controls. Shut down the emergency stop at ground controls. Position the control station selector, switch to off, and remove the key to prevent unauthorized operation. If necessary, cover the platform controls to protect instruction placards, warning decals, and operating controls from hostile environmental conditions. Remember to uncover prior to operation. Set the parking brake. Chock at least 2 wheels when parking the machine for an extended period of time. And charge the batteries as outlined in the Operation and Safety Manual if required for your specific JLG trailer-mounted boom lift. Don't smoke or have any open flames when recharging. Charge batteries only in a well-ventilated area. It's important to complete your work safely using your JLG boom lift. In order to do so, you must utilize common sense and the information provided in this presentation, in the Operation and Safety Manual, and the decals and placards on the JLG boom lift. We are not able to cover all optional features and configurations of all JLG boom lifts in this presentation. Therefore, if your unit is equipped differently than those shown in this presentation or in your operating manual, contact your authorized JLG distributor in your area or contact JLG Industries for proper operating instructions at 877-JLG-SAFE, 554-7233. Thank you for choosing JLG.